Welcome to the NBA Coast to Coast podcast brought to you by TheLines.com. Coming to you from the West Coast, Josh Lander, joined by Nate Weitzer. He's on the East Coast. And we've got another couple games here, 3 NBA playoff games on Wednesday. In this episode, taking a look at the Heat and the Cavs. Also have episodes up about the other 2 games, so make sure you are subscribed to that channel and following along for the rest of this postseason with us. Also, quick reminder, this week we have the newsletter coming out on Thursday, so make sure you check out the description of the video. We have the link to that newsletter coming out usually on Fridays. We got to get the NFL draft stuff in there for you guys, so we're going to be going a little early this week. Hope you guys are checking that stuff out and grabbing that bonus parlay from Nate and myself as well. But let's go ahead and jump right into your first look here for the Heat and the Cavs, Nate.
Yeah, I like Bam over 28.5 points and rebounds. I think the assists are, you can add those if you want, but I would rather just count on him asserting his will down low. He's kind of a tough matchup for Jared Allen. I mean, he's a tough matchup for a lot of dudes, but he just has that kind of like shifty fadeaway shot that JA doesn't seem to bother. Right? He had like 30 plus the last time out, three this season against the Cavs, 26.3 a game. And his last 6, he's at 20 and 9.5, but shooting 61%. And then you add the elevated usage he's had since Jimmy Butler left town, where he's getting 4 more points a game and also shooting more threes, shooting 13% better from 3. And you definitely like the points here. If they do put Mobley on him, I think he's strong enough to still get his there. And that might lead to more boards. But the boards I do like as well because Kel'el Ware, again, since he came in the starting lineup, we saw about a two per game drop for Bam in terms of rebounds per game. And Ware got played off the floor in game 1. And I don't know how ready he is for this moment or whether it's a matchup issue, but Spo went to his old buddy, Haywood Highsmith. And I think we see a lot more of that or other mix and matching with all the wings he has at his disposal, does Spo, and more of Bam as a 5, creating that kind of mismatch, that matchup issue for Jared Allen on the other end. And then, with Tyler Hero getting harassed, getting a lot of attention from him, being like, who else is going to beat us? Like that clearly seems to be the way the Cavs are going to defend them down the stretch. It's got to be Bam, who now has 20 plus in 11 straight playoff games, despite not having his usual efficiency in these games. But he is often kind of forced into that role of like throw him a grenade, like make something happen, like it's because the Heat offense often struggles in these playoff games against elite competition, and that's when Bam steps up as a nice creator.
Yeah, I'm sure Bam is looking at himself in that game going, if not me, then who? If not now, then when, Bam? But I would agree. 22 shots is the volume that you're looking for. And it was a back and forth, like Ware only ended up playing like 20 minutes, right? And I think, you touch on that, like we're going to definitely get that Highsmith look as well. Just too crucial to what they're doing. And like, yeah, at this point, the way that they're, you had Highsmith on Mobley for a lot of that. And then, yeah, Bam going at Allen. And I think that's probably better for Bam. As good as Allen is, he's just straight rim protection, right? Like he's not lateral movement guy at all. And Bam with those handles. It's crazy to watch him and Mobley go up against each other, though. It's a little bit of Spider-Man meme with 2 just freaks where you're like, how are you handling the ball like that? Like you are almost 7 feet tall, but really, really awesome series. Honestly, I hope that the Heat can keep this one close. And I hope our boy Davion keeps coming through because I'm not going to stop betting on him. So I'm going to take him over 10.5. I took a little baby ladder as well on a half a unit on plus 235 is what you can look at here as well when you talk about 15 plus points. Yeah, man. Look for Davion, like he's going to keep playing. He played 34 in this last game. I would put that around his floor. Like there's definitely no way he's playing 32, less than 32. I would say he can get up as high as like high 30s in this one. Because now not only is he clearly your best on-ball defender, he's maybe the 3rd most important offensive player. It depends if Andrew Wiggins shows up as the Andrew Wiggins that has confidence or not, really is really what it comes down to, because we're going to have that closing lineup is probably going to be Highsmith as the 5th guy. He comes in for Ware, and you've got Davion in for Burks. Both those guys really just starting in name only. But if you look at him now, he's played 11 games with everybody here, mostly Wiggins, Bam, and Hero. In those 11 games that he's played with them where he's seen at least 32 plus minutes, 10 of 11 that he's over, averaging 14.4. The crazy thing here, the alt line is 15 plus points, even over that in 6 of 11 of these games as well when he sees those minutes. The assists, I'm sure a lot of people are like, what about Davion assists? He had 20 potentials in the last game. He's clearly leading the team, not necessarily in front court touches because Bam is still playing, but he's actually out touching Hero in the front court and bringing the ball up. because mostly because like he's really got the best matchup consistently as well. We know that for him, like he's going to have a lot of like either his cousin or Darius on him, or a lot of like potentially like Sam Merrill even got some Davion duties there when he was playing with the second unit in his first stint on the court. So he's going to have the best matchup. He's going to be left open more than Hero, even Wiggins, and obviously if Duncan is out there as well, then there's guys just glued to him. So he's just going to have that sort of ability to get out of transition and keep doing his thing. So I'm just going to keep taking him as long as he's taking double-digit attempts.
There are two players with 20 potential assists in a game in the playoffs this season. Nikola Jokic and Davion Mitchell. And apparently the Cavs are going to be just fine with him getting as many touches and doing as much playmaking as he possibly can. He was kind of riding a wave, though, at the end of that playing game, going off against the Bulls, and now he's got a lot more confidence offensively. So I have no problem adding assists and or rebounds here with that stuff, because apparently he's just going to be forced to facilitate, because my guy here, Tyler Hero, is probably going to continue to have his playmaking limited, but I do like over 2.5 threes because of that, because like he's not going to have his same opportunities to get to his float game, get in the midi and set other guys up. Like this is the way the Cavs have played him. And I mean, when you don't have a lot of other options, but you are an elite kind of step back 3-point shooter, I think he just gets his own shot that way. Yeah. And he's going to hoist a lot from deep. In his last 6 in the playoffs, 8.2 attempts, hit 3 on average. And we're talking 6+ attempts in every single game. And then of course that coincides with Jimmy Butler going down at the beginning of last playoffs against Boston. His last 4 regular season against Cleveland, like I'm saying, the way they play him, he's 4.5 or 8.5. He's shooting 53% from deep, only shooting 45% on twos. So it does not go well when he goes against those twin towers down low. That henceforth, I'm going to take my step back. I mean, he was only 41% in the playoffs in general when you add that game and the Boston series. So with their rim protection. So I just think that's how he's going to try to have an impact on this game. And that's a pretty simple cap here. I mean, it's even money for him to continue to hit what's been his average in the post Jimmy Heat era.
Yeah, he's a 3 threes a night guy. Closer to like probably like minus 140. That's where I would put this. It's really just simple math. Because the attempts, they were only at 6 last game. I took this last game, and I took it this game as well. And last game, it was really predicated on I would expect him to take about 8 of these attempts from deep, and he only ended with 6. He did try to get into the lane a bit in the second half, where he wasn't really able to do that at all in the first half, and like it's not going to work. That's the huge part of the cap to what you're saying here is like, you want to go inside and meet Evan Mobley and or Jared Allen 8 feet from the basket, or would you rather not get knocked to the floor on a floater 5 to 10 times a game, right? So this is going to be simple, just like human nature makes sense. You see those guys in there. It hasn't worked the first 10 times. I'm not really in a rush to go back into the teeth of the defense as well. So love that look. And a last look here for me that is somewhat predicated on Tyler Hero. It's Darius Garland over 19.5 points. And like I said, this is somewhat predicated on the easiest matchup. Tyler Hero guards him the whole game, and it makes no sense to me. But if you look at we'll start with the game yesterday. Whenever it was, the last game 1 there on Sunday, Garland was guarded by Hero, right? And the interesting thing is everybody else on the floor gets a different matchup. When Highsmith comes in, when Davion Mitchell comes in for the Heat, everybody else on the Cavs gets a different matchup. They all switch except for Hero stays on Garland. Right, everything else kind of moves around. Where you got now Highsmith on Mobley, you move Bam over to Jared Allen. You've got Davion on Donnie on his cousin, and then you've got Wiggs on whoever the last guy I can't think of is, and then you've got Darius Garland and Tyler Hero. So they stay together. If you look at the pattern here, they played 3 times this season, or Garland played the Heat 3 times this season. His 2 overs, Hero guarded him the whole game. His 1 under, Hero didn't play. Davion guarded him. So did a little bit of Terry Rozier. Pretty big discrepancy between Tyler Hero's defense and Davion Mitchell's defense. Can't really think of 2 guys further on the spectrum from each other. So he's just going to keep getting that easier matchup, man. I think he's going to have such a great one today that I'm excited that they keep it this. I mean, this might get to 18.5 if it's still, kind of ticks down here the way that the under is so juiced down. I think this is going to be a good look all day.
Yeah, because I mean, I was thinking about fading him when you look at the game log, and you're just like, how often does he really have these spike games? But like when you
Mm.
break down the matchup like that, it does make sense. I mean, Donnie is much more likely, it seems like, to go under for the Cavs to have a more balanced output, and that does mean Garland doing just having just as much of a usage rate as Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah, I mean, how quiet was his 27 points while Donnie? I mean, Donnie played like he pitched a perfect game. Donnie was damn near perfect in that last one. I don't know how you just watch him continue to carve up your defense. I got to imagine like assists are a little bit more likely for Donnie today, as they definitely can't let him get into the lane that often. And then you're going to see obviously Darius with an imbalanced defense. So that's all the time we have for you in this one, though. Hopefully the Heat win, man. I want the series to go 7. It's going to be really fun. But that is all the time we have. We've got the other episodes up for you. Make sure you do check out those and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of the action we're bringing you the rest of this postseason. Last reminder about that link in the description of the video as well for the email newsletter on Thursday this week. And until we see you next, happy betting.